Famous people who passed away in 1807. Before we proceed, please subscribe to our channel to support us. Abraham Baldwin. He was born in November 1754 and he died in March 1807. His age was 52 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a founding father of the United States, serving as a United States Senator from Georgia. He played a pivotal role in the drafting of the United States Constitution and was a proponent of education, establishing the University of Georgia. His legal and political career significantly shaped early American governance. Eliphalet Dyer. He was born in September 1721 and he died in May 1807. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a prominent American politician and jurist who represented Connecticut in the Continental Congress, a key figure in the American Revolution. He helped to steer political discourse in the fight for independence. He was also a lawyer and judge, contributing to the development of Connecticut's legal system. John Gunby. He was born in March 1745 and he died in May 1807. His age was 62 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a Maryland-born officer in Continental Army during the American Revolutionary War. He was renowned for his leadership at the Battle of Cowpens, where his regiment played a pivotal role in securing decisive victory. His military career spanned several key battles, making him a respected figure in American military history. Joseph Brant. He was born in March 1743 and he died in November 1807. His age was 64 at the time of his death, and he died after a short illness. He was a Mohawk military leader and statesman who sided with the British during the American Revolutionary War. He was instrumental in leading Iroquois forces and played a significant role in shaping the alliance and treaties between Native American tribes and the British. Oliver Ellsworth. He was born in April 1745 and he died in November 1807. His age was 62 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was an American politician and jurist who served as the third Chief Justice of the United States. He played a crucial role in drafting Judiciary Act of 1789, which established the structure of the federal court system. His contributions helped shape the legal framework of the United States. Eliphalet Chapin. He was born in 1741 and he died in 1807. His age was 66 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was an American cabinet maker known for his craftsmanship and innovative furniture designs. His work is highly regarded for its elegance and structural integrity, contributing significantly to American furniture making traditions in the 18th century. Isaac Reed. He was born in January 1742 and he died in January 1807. His age was 65 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was an English clergyman, literary scholar, and biographer, best known for editing Shakespeare's works. His contributions to literature and preservation of the literary heritage have had a lasting impact on English scholarship. John Douglas. He was born in July 1721 and he died in May 1807. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a Scottish scholar and Anglican bishop. Douglas was not An outstanding churchman, he preferred to stay in London in winters and at fashionable watering places in summers. Under the patronage of Earl of Bath, he entered into several literary controversies. He defended John Milton against William Lauder's charge of plagiarism and attacked David Hume's rationalism in his letter on the criterion of miracles. Henry Benedict Stuart. He was born in March 1725 and he died in July 1807. His age was 82 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a British cardinal of the Catholic Church and last direct descendant of the House of Stuart. As a cardinal, he held high-ranking positions in the church and played a significant role in religious and political matters during his time. Thomas Jones. He was born in June 1756 and he died in July 1807. His age was 51 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a head tutor at the Trinity College, Cambridge, for 20 years and an outstanding teacher of mathematics. He is notable as a mentor to Adam Sedgwick. George Townshend. He was born in February 1724 and he died in September 1807. His age was 83 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a British Army officer and politician who played a significant role in the 7 Years' War. He later held various political positions, including Lord Lieutenant of Ireland, contributing to British governance and military strategy. John Newton. He was born in July 1725 and he died in December 1807. His age was 82 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was an English clergyman and former slave trader who became influential abolitionist. He is best known for writing the hymn Amazing Grace, which has become one of the most beloved and enduring hymns in Christian worship. Pierre-Joseph Bishop. He was born in January 1731 and he died in January 1807. His age was 75 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a French physician and naturalist, known for his extensive writings on botany and natural history. His works contributed to the scientific understanding of plant species and their use in medicine. Pierre-Marie Auguste Broussonet. He was born in February 1761 and he died in January 1807. His age was 45 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was stroke. He was a French physician and naturalist who made significant contributions to zoology and ichthyology. His work in classifying fish and other species has left a lasting legacy in the field of natural history. Jean-Joseph Ange de Paula. He was born in May 1754 and he died in February 1807. His age was 52 at the time of his death, and he was killed in battle. He was a French general who fought valiantly during the French Revolutionary Wars and Napoleonic War. He was known for his leadership in the cavalry and was mortally wounded at the Battle of Ely. Jeanne-Marie Marsan. She was born in 1746 and she died in February 1807. Her age was 61 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. She was a French dramatic actress and opera singer, active in France, the Holy Roman Empire, the French West Indies, and Louisiana. She was leading actress and opera singer in Saint Dominique, and later in the First Theater of New Orleans in Louisiana. Jérôme Lalande. He was born in July 1732 and he died in April 1807. His age was 74 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a prominent French astronomer whose work in cataloguing stars and promoting the study of astronomy made him one of the foremost scientists of his time. His influence extended across Europe. Napoleon Charles Bonaparte. He was born in October 1802 and he died in May 1807. His age was 4 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was the eldest son of Louis Bonaparte. His father was Emperor Napoleon I's younger brother. His mother was the daughter of Napoleon's first wife. Louis Napoleon eventually became emperor as Napoleon III in 1852. Jean-Baptiste de Nation de Vimort. He was born in July 1725 and he died in May 1807. His age was 81 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a French general who played a crucial role in the American Revolution, aiding George Washington during the siege of Yorktown. Antoine Philippe, Duke of Montpensier. He was born in July 1775 and he died in May 1807. His age was 31 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was execution. He was a member of French royal family, especially the House of Orleans. He was executed during the French Revolution, and his death marked a turning point in the Orleans family history. Jeanne Baret. She was born in July 1740 and she died in August 1807. Her age was 67 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. She was the first woman known to have circumnavigated the globe. Disguised as a man, she joined Louis-Antoine de Bougainville's expedition and made significant contributions to botany. Louis Binot. He was born in April 1771 and he died in February 1807. His age was 35 at the time of his death, and he was killed in action. He was a French military officer who served in Napoleonic Wars. He was a loyal soldier and participated in several key campaigns before he was killed at the Battle of Ely. Sophie Ristaud Cottin. She was born in March 1770 and she died in August 1807. Her age was 37 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. She was a French novelist whose sentimental novels became immensely popular in France and abroad. Her works, often focused on themes of love and virtue, were widely read during her lifetime. Jean-Étienne-Marie Portalis. He was born in April 1746 and he died in August 1807. His age was 61 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was complications from a surgery. He was a French jurist and one of the chief architects of Napoleonic Code. His legal reforms helped to shape modern civil law in France and other parts of Europe. Friedrich Melchior. He was born in September 1723 and he died in December 1807. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a German philosopher and diplomat. He was closely associated with French Enlightenment and corresponded with many prominent intellectuals of the era. Ponce Denis Lebrun. He was born in August 1729 and he died in August 1807. His age was 78 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a French poet, known for his own and satirical verses. His works celebrated key figures of the French Revolution and earned him a reputation as one of France's leading poets. Louis-Pierre de Chastener de Puységur. He was born in December 1727 and he died in October 1807. His age was 79 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a French general who served with distinction during the 7 Years' War. He was later known for his writings on military tactics and strategies. Duchess Anna Amalia of Brunswick-Wolfenbüttel. She was born in October 1739 and she died in April 1807. Her age was 67 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. She was a German duchess and composer who became patron of arts. She is best known for her support of literary figures such as Goethe and Schiller, helping to foster the Weimar Classicism movement. Louis-Auguste Le Tournois de Beauteuil. He was born in March 1730 and he died in November 1807. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a French diplomat and politician who served as minister under Louis XVI. He implemented several administrative reforms and played a key role in the pre-revolutionary French politics. Pierre-Alexandre Forfait. He was born in April 1752 and he died in November 1807. His age was 55 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a French naval engineer and politician who played a significant role in reorganizing the French Navy during the Napoleonic era. He also served as Minister of the Navy. Jean-François Rewbell. He was born in October 1747 and he died in November 1807. His age was 60 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a French politician who served as a member of the French Directory, the executive body that governed France during the French Revolution. He was also known for his moderate political stance. Jeanne-Marie Marsan. He was born in July 1723 and he died in July 1807. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a Canadian fur trader and explorer who played a key role in expansion of the fur trade in Canada. His expeditions helped to map Canadian wilderness. Johann Boy Jung. He was born in June 1785 and he died in February 1807. His age was 71 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a Danish master carpenter, developer, and head of the Copenhagen Fire Corps. He became the first lieutenant in the 12th Civil Infantry Regiment. In 1789, he had submitted a proposal for the reorganization of Copenhagen's civil artillery. He was later responsible for implementing the plan, creating 6 companies. Michael Herman Levenskiot. He was born in October 1751 and he died in April 1807. His age was 55 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a Danish politician and industrialist who founded several key industrial enterprises in Denmark. He was also a prominent landowner and political figure in his country. Johannes Nicolaus Tatens. He was born in September 1736 and he died in August 1807. His age was 70 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a German philosopher and economist who made significant contributions to the fields of epistemology, psychology, and economics. His works influenced later German philosophers. Peter Leonhard Jannerly. He was born in December 1767 and he died in December 1807. His age was 39 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a Danish medalist and sculptor. His most notable works include 2 medals commemorating the Danish abolition of the slave trade, 1792, and the Battle of Copenhagen, 1801, both of which were based drawings by Nikolai Abraham Abildgaard. Joachim Branch Lund. He was born in November 1743 and he died in September 1807. His age was 63 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a Norwegian merchant and industrialist who played a key role in development of Norway's early industrial economy. He was instrumental in founding several major enterprises. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.